don't know about you, but certain statues give me the creeps, and they just stand there staring. But what if they did start to move? Today we're gonna answer that question and look at 10 mysterious statues caught moving on camera. Number 1 is a pretty compelling case, so stay tuned for that one. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 10. The Blinking Snow White. Now, our first report on a moving statue is quite old. From what I can get, it seems that the original video was posted on YouTube way back in 2011, which was taken from footage of some news program in Mexico. The place was called Reino Magico, an abandoned amusement park located in Veracruz, Mexico. The park was reported to be cursed, hence the reason for its closure and eventual abandonment. Anyway, the footage was taken by a group of urban explorers that have a particular taste for creepy places. And believe me, Reino Magico is one creepy place. The group was taking videos of what was supposed to be Snow White and the 7 dwarf statues, which are, of course, completely unlicensed by Disney. One of the explorers suddenly showed a particular interest in the rip-off Snow White statue, and started zooming in onto its face. At this point, it seems that the statue felt quite uncomfortable being filled by some stranger, so it let the guy know how she was feeling by blinking her eyes. Of course, this sent the explorers screaming and running in terror, but then again, who wouldn't after witnessing such a thing? Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works. Number 9. The Talking Buddha. After a service at the Buddhist center, more than 100 members were lining up to meet Tong Chu, the abbot of the center, when they saw something that they would remember for the rest of their lives. Several of the Buddha statues in the Pujian Service Center of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, were seen moving their lips, blinking, moving their chests and hands, and emitting light. The strange phenomenon occurred for about an hour. Now, it's one thing to see one statue sucking at what it's basically made to do, which is to not move. But several of them at once is a totally different level of strange. Witnesses said they first saw one Buddha statue's lips moving, and its chest also moved as if it was breathing. Then other statues started moving their lips too, and some kept blinking and even moved their fingers up and down. So, what do you do when you see religious statues suddenly move or perform acts that seemingly are miraculous? Do you clasp your hands in prayer and pray for the forgiveness of your sins? Apparently not. What you do is whip out your phone and start taking videos. Number 8. Jesus moves his head. Don't be surprised to see a ton of religious statues on this list. Many religions use statues of various deities in religious ceremonies, and when one of these do something that is quite unexpected, it's often considered as miraculous. Like this statue of Jesus that was reported to have moved during one religious activity in Mexico. The statue of Jesus, which is depicted carrying his cross, looks like it's being prepared to be paraded out in the streets, which I believe is a thing some Catholics do in certain countries. Anyway, like many statues of Jesus like this, he is often depicted looking down. Jesus in this case probably got tired of being in such a posture for a while and decided to stretch his neck a bit by tilting his head up, and it was all captured on video. There is a rational explanation for this though. According to the research we've done, statues like these are often made in separate sections and then put together, kind of like a large G.I. Joe. It is possible that the head shifted its position because it wasn't securely attached to the body. It could also be a miracle, who am I to say? Number 7. The Spinning Pharaoh. There is always something inherently mysterious about ancient Egypt and anything related to it. From its card games to its ancient curses, everything about it always seems to have a curse attached to it. Curse of the Pharaoh, curse of the tomb, curse of the pyramid, you see where I'm going here. So, when an ancient Egyptian statue in the Manchester Museum of all places started to move on its own, people immediately started thinking that the statue was cursed. In the video provided by the museum itself shows this small 10-inch statue turning on its own, seemingly wanting to turn away from the visitors that keep looking at it. Museum employees had a hunch that the statue was moving on its own, so they set up a time-lapse camera to film it, hence the video you're seeing now. So, is it a mysterious curse that's causing the statue to turn? Are we all cursed to go to the shadow realm? Well, no, it's nothing as mysterious as that. It's actually just vibration from foot traffic and vehicle traffic that's making it turn. You see, the bottom of the statue is not really flat, but it is a bit convex, making it susceptible to vibration. An investigation into the matter shows that the statue turns only during times of heavy foot and vehicle traffic, which is during the day, and stops moving at night when the museum is closed. Number 6. The creepy antique doll. Not much is known about this next video. It's been uploaded to YouTube and various other websites in the past, so it's extremely difficult to pinpoint when the original video was actually taken and posted. Nonetheless, it doesn't take away from its creepiness. In this video, you'll see a composite doll, which is a kind of doll that was made prior to the 1940s when dolls made of plastic replaced them. Basically, it's made up of tightly packed sawdust, which in time gives it this creepy, cracked skin vibe. Creepier still is that during the video, the doll can be clearly seen moving its arms. Is this a legit haunted doll, or is someone out there just really good at faking videos? In any case, as long as I don't find anything related to this video, it remains a mystery. Number 5. The Sai Baba statue. From what I've gathered, Sai Baba is like the Hindu version of Jesus Christ. He was a teacher or a spiritual leader that was first denounced and hated because of his teachings, and then later gathered a massive following because of his teachings as well. His followers numbered in the millions prior to his death in 1918, a difficult feat to achieve even in today's Facebook and Twitter world. He has also been known to perform a lot of miracles during his time, mostly involving the granting of wishes and the healing of the sick. He lived most of his life in isolation in an abandoned mosque where he kept a bonfire burning day and night, which was something to pass the time, I guess. In any case, his miracles didn't cease after his death apparently, as this next video would show. The video shows a statue of Sai Baba apparently moving its arms, so much so that the flower wreath draped around its neck fell. If you look at the statue closely, you can see a tiny bit of movement, but I'm not sure. Can you see it moving? Let us know in the comment section down below. Number 4. The Apparition at Tapao. This one I find a bit dubious, but before I give you my reasons why, let me give you a bit of a background on what's happening. This supposed miracle happened at a shrine to Mary, the mother of Jesus, in Tapao, Vietnam. It looks like hundreds of people are there on pilgrimage or a celebration of some sort. I'm really not sure since the backstory of this video is kind of, well, missing. Anyway, the video shows the shrine and, albeit from a distance, an all-white statue of Mary, surrounded by hundreds of devotees. Moments into the video, you can clearly hear people reacting to something, and as the camera pans back to the statue, you can see that the statue, or rather the white dress that the statue was wearing, was seemingly fluttering in the wind. And although the video doesn't show it, it is said that people present also reported seeing the statue moving. Now, here are our thoughts, and tell me what you think. 1. There's something wrong about the people's reaction to the statue moving. Not the ones near the camera, but the ones near the statue. Did you notice they weren't reacting at all as if what was happening before their eyes was completely normal? Like someone fixing a white cloak draped over the statue earlier that was not shown on video? And 2, try as we might, we weren't able to find anything about this video, except the video itself on various websites. But all of them share the same caption. You might think that something like this would get a mention in the newspaper somewhere or even a tabloid website, but nothing. So, in conclusion, we think there's a very rational explanation for this event. What it is, I don't actually know, but I know it's not even close to miraculous. Number 3. The Crying Mary. When it comes to moving religious iconography, nothing beats Jesus. The internet is littered with videos supposedly showing various statues of Jesus moving on its own accord, one of which I've already included in this video. And I don't know if this is a coincidence, but most of these moving Jesus statues are from Mexico. In any case, most of them looked fake, so I didn't bother including them in this video. Next to Jesus when it comes to miraculous statues is his mother Mary. Yes, hundreds of Virgin Mary statues all over the world have been reported to be doing stuff that they're not supposed to do, like I stated earlier in this video, moving, and in this case, crying. Like this statue of the Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico that has been seen to cry oily tears that oddly smelled of roses, some of the tears have been collected to be analyzed, but there are no reports of the results just yet. Or this one Mary statue that has been reported to cry tears of blood in the Philippines. Though it's true that quite a few of these supposed crying statues have been discovered to be fakeries, there are still quite some of them that remain unexplained. Now it's time for the day's best pick. And today we're going to take a look at a photo of a supposed moving underwater statue. Gotta admit it looks pretty creepy, but is it real? Let's find out next with number 2. The underwater statues of Cancun. The underwater statues in the Cancun Underwater Museum of Art are alive, but not in the way you think. Aside from being a cool diving spot, these underwater statues actually have a second, much nobler purpose. These were sunk to create an artificial reef for fish and other underwater wildlife to call their home. In fact, most of the statues already have some sort of aquatic life clinging onto them, making them technically alive and constantly on the move. How about the photo we showed earlier? While it's true that it's one of the underwater statues in Cancun, but come on, did you ever think for a second that those photorealistic eyes weren't photoshopped on there? If you thought it was real, I'd love to hear your reason why in the comments section down below. Number 1. The Thirsty Ganesh. A few years ago, price of milk skyrocketed in India. Is it because of milk shortage? Is it because of unethical business practices? Surprisingly, no. It was all because of a statue of a Hindu god that all of a sudden decided it was thirsty and drank milk. The statue of Ganesh, which is the Hindu god of prosperity and new beginnings, can be seen in this video being spoon-fed with milk, and surprisingly, you can also see the milk vanishing from the spoon, seemingly being sucked into the mouth of the statue without any of it spilling. Now, with India being a hotbed for fake miracle workers and fake prophets, the miracle has come under scrutiny, and the phenomenon is still being studied as of this day. But what are the chances of it being fake? Quite large, honestly. But until the results of the investigation come out, you'll never know. Do you think any of these phenomenons are real? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want to watch more unbelievable videos? Click on any of the videos you see on your screen. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.